once again reaffirm the proposition side.
Thank you today. It's nice to follow up with such a good opening by my first speaker, Prime Minister Craig over here. We believe that this House should and would go against and discourage modified organisms for many reasons. The first is that the safety is questionable. The second is that there's alternative damages that we believe are happening to the environment. And third, because there are positive alternatives that we believe that could happen without this. So I'll talk about those real quick. First, when we talk about safety, there is really a lot of questions about the environment as happening today. We have instances every day where we hear about fire retardant being released from fire retardant and getting into breast milk. We have issues with our rivers and streams. When we talk about food and we talk about cancer rates, all of these great worries of society, it all, at least in these instances, come back to our food safety. And so we have concerns about when it comes to humans. We believe that if it has happened since 1990, then there wouldn't be enough evidence. But we are of the opinion that there is evidence that's very questionable, and that's why we are proposing being on the safe side. We have issue that we heard from scientists that have issues of cows being fed corn, because corn isn't naturally what cows are fed. Cows are fed by wheat. And now that we are eating these hamburgers, there's issue with that. Now, why do I bring that up? Because there are many issues that are going on in our food system. That being one that's not related to GMO. We have quantifiable information that GMOs are dangerous. When we talk about the scarcity of our foods, when we talk about safety, if we have all of our plants, like let's say corn with fish scales in it, well, what happens when the planet warms up? And all of our plants, because all of our food system is supplied by a few big corporations, what happens when everything warms up and then all of those plants can't survive? So we have an issue with scarcity of the food resource. We believe that a diversified, multi-pronged approach would work best. And I'll answer your question, then I'll continue.
Isn't that the beauty of genetically modified organisms, that we can modify them again?
Yeah, and the issue is big corporations like Monsanto, which you probably know about, which you're probably supportive of, are coming in, taking over family farms which have mom-and-pop operations, and not diversifying very much, but trying new things and only planting that. So we have now this modified organism which we don't know what's doing to humans, and now it's all only resistant to one strain. We're here in Hawaii, a very diverse place, where we have endemic populations that are local here. That's diversity, not when you change something and then that's all you plant. We're supportive of traditional forms of farming, like gardening. We should have farms and gardens in all of our backyards of different species, of different varieties, just as it is in nature, not as it is in this freak show that you guys are supporting. And I will take your question, and then I'll continue.
You said you support regular farming, and in regular farming today we are using pesticides like crazy, putting it on our food, and it's contaminating our food just as much as it would be with regular genetically modified organisms.
Well, this isn't something that isn't discouraging pesticides. So in our approach, which I'll talk about in our alternatives, it doesn't necessarily support or deny pesticides. Now, if you'd like to introduce a motion to get rid of pesticides, then I'm sure we will be on board. We're not the big corporations here. The damage to the environment that I want to talk about is that we have seeds from these big corporations, these big farms, that are spreading to other local farms. And now you have this resistant fish freak crop that's happening, and now it's taking over because it's a stronger strain. That's an issue. That's an issue when it comes to our farms. So that's a damage to the environment that we believe is a great harm. So I want to introduce to you our alternatives. For all of the centuries of the millennia that we have been here on this earth, we have had farms. We have had farming ever since we became an agrarian society. And we believe in this recent times, as we become these big corporations and we've started to change the way we have things, it's not sustainable. And we believe that, just as I said, one instance, family farming, farming in the garden, farming without pesticide, whatever you would like, whatever you choose, is a lot better of a resource than this farming where you change something and then we don't know what's going to happen with the humans, we don't know what's going to happen with the environment. Look what happens when you introduce things to this society, in this state. Some things don't happen. Sometimes you have mongoose that don't eat the rats, they eat everything else. So you have an issue when you introduce a strong crop that's genetically modified, and then it takes over other small farms. So that's our issue with that. We have the sustainable movement that we've seen in recent years is alive and well, and that's organic-based, organic support. My sister belongs to a co-op which doesn't use genetically modified organisms, but also is allowed to feed everybody, so that's important. And I will close by just saying that we believe that this is a strong case when it comes to safety, alternative damages to the environment that we've proven, and then that we've shown you a positive alternative that can work. Thank you.
Great job.